Alright. How are we doing, everybody? Do this one more time and then. Yeah. I'm gonna put a question in the chat. Trying to get it like sort of engaging and stuff. Why? Thank you for restarting the stream. Why? Why? Thank you for restarting. Let's just like my own live real quick. So on TikTok, I gained over 40 new followers apparently. But a lot of them are not very loyal though, that's the thing. I'll put do you do any extreme sports? I'm just a bit of a wuss for some of that kind of stuff, to be honest. Like, it just freaked me out, a lot of it. Like, skiing it's just, you have to have a certain level of kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have a certain level of fearlessness about you. I guess it's something that you can build up to, but it's like there's people like, say, like the tightrope challenge and all that, and walking along a friggin', that's some crazy stuff, that. Like, how can people do stuff like that? Like, one wrong move and that's it, you just game over. I've done snowboarding before, but it's been years since I did. Oh yeah. Did you enjoy it? I did a little bit of, like, it was a sort of, well, it wasn't even proper snowboarding, it was like a kind of trial sort of thing. It was a thing called Chill Factor E, and we was on these kind of like snowboard things that was like on a little slope basically to learn how to do it, kind of thing. But you have to have a really good like balance and things like that, otherwise you're screwed, aren't you? Yeah, that's good. Anyway, so thank you for the likes, everybody. Hello, Yogi. Not seen you in here for a while. How are you doing? Have you been seeing my latest video, like the kneeling, whatever called, kneeling jump? I don't know what it is, but I've been feeling some like bit of a strain like around the pelvic region. So I'm wondering if you know what that is exactly. It seems to be from all those reps of the kneeling jumps. So do you know what that is? You have a talent for a specific sport. What's that then? I'm good. I'll check it out. Oh, cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So so you're still doing your training. I'll check it. But do you have any idea what muscle that is? It's around this kind of region here somewhere, like kind of lower belly. So I don't know if it's some like lower abs or something. I don't know. Is it like the very lower end of your abs? Possibly, like possibly transverse abdominis or something like that. I don't know, but I just feel like something's been really worked hard there, and I don't know what it is. Yeah. Well, that's good then, because that means there's going to be new gains to be made. Yeah. plyometrics are tough for reps, hard to be explosive all the time. Yeah, I didn't really do like, I just would have breaks sometimes, and I was mixing them in with like burpees and stuff. So what I would do is I'd do the push-up and then drop down into the plyo stuff. I've done over 50 jump squats in a row before once. That was tough. I think 53 was my record. And I did 55 star jumps was my record as well. Like actual star jumps, I mean. Not the friggin' jumping jacks. They're not star jumps, but yeah. Some people call them star jumps, but yeah, they're two different things. But yeah, explosive, yeah, like stuff like explosive push-ups as well. I can only do about maybe 15 of those, whereas I can do more if it's regular. Because you're activating a lot more of the like fast twitch muscle fibers, aren't you, with those? And they burn out very quickly. Like fast twitch fibers burn out quickly. Well, they say in the legs you actually have more slow twitch fibers. So that would mean that, yeah, like you have more endurance in lower body, but like not as much explosiveness potentially. I mean, you can train to improve on the fast twitch fibers, but yeah, but you tend to be predisposed to having more transverse abdominis, possibly. Yeah, because I'm guessing a lot of that works to stabilize your whole like bodies, like when you're stabilize the core. I mean, when you're doing those kind of movements, possibly. But I thought at first it was the hip flexors, but it doesn't seem to be in that exact spot. It's just above the hip flexors where it's happened. Because if you're doing a lot of sit-ups and things like that, that can work the hip flexors. Sit-ups are actually probably not the best ab exercise, actually, I don't think, but they're probably going to be more of a hip flexor exercise, actually. Hello from Northern Ireland, how are you? I don't know how you pronounce that name, but welcome into my live stream. Hi now, Bronchi. But yeah, it might have also been from all the... I don't know, I was working a lot of core yesterday from just a lot of push-ups and things that I was doing and trying to actually activate my abs. Hello, Zombie Killer Gauge. Good to see you. How you doing? Hello, Cross Forever. How you doing? Hope you're well. So, like, yeah, they don't isolate the abs, but compound work is good too. Yeah. I mean, sit-ups might be a good one if you want to just add in some, like, if you're doing, like, say a bunch of squats and then you follow it up by, it could be good for cardio and stuff and just general conditioning, but, yeah. No, I've never, Zombie, no, I've never played that. OMG, yes. Hi now, Brian Kai. Love the way you put the Northern Irish accent. 10 points to use, sir. Yeah, say ye. Yeah. So how do you pronounce that name then? I don't know how you pronounce that name, so maybe you can enlighten me. Anyway. Flowers. Flower power. Yeah. I have to shower and then get some flowers. Hello, Adeline. What's the crack? Do you mean the crack? What's the crack? What are we talking about today? I don't know. I just talk about accents, Northern Irish accent. They say like sticky situation, and what is the other one? What's the one that they say? So I am, so it is. Oh, take care, Tiny. Have a great day. So yeah, Yogi, you still there? I might try and join in later or something, but yeah, I've not really been on your live stream as much. So I've been doing a lot of other stuff, but yeah, I need to try and tune in and stuff. But what are your thoughts on the Deepak Chopra thing? Because I know you were talking about him a lot, and because he's like the spiritual guy, but he's in the files, isn't he? Have you seen that? What are your thoughts on that? If you're still there, Will, what are you saying? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I know what that's going to sound like, so I ain't falling for that. It's just a shame that you get some of these like spiritual people and then they just end up turning out to be, yeah, having certain allegiances and stuff that dodgy. So just looking at maybe getting one of these like sifters, like a rake that'll like pick up all sorts of stuff from the beach. So that might be something to do. And maybe people might want to watch me do that live, I don't know, but yeah. So I can actually show like it actually happening and not just some highlight reel of it all. See what I can actually find, you know. Yeah, what's the crack? Oh, thank you. That's more Southern Irish. Thank you very much. Yeah, a big thank you. This is my fucking Conor McGregor impression. You know, I just fucking fight him, and you know, he thought he was gonna fucking beat me, but you know, I had this mindset that I was gonna fucking go there and fucking beat him. You know, I was like fucking. I knew deep down in my fucking mind that I'd beat him. And I fucking did. I fucking manifested that fucking win. Yeah, Dublin accent. Yeah. But Jesus. Why did they say that? But Jesus. But Jesus. What's all that about? But Jesus. What does the "b" mean? I don't know. Jesus. I don't know. It's just a bit. Anyway. What does "biz Jesus" mean? Anyway, I've got this thing. Check this out. Nice to meet you. 123S41A. We say "ball bag." It's them southern ones who says "Jesus." It means Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, ball bag. Isn't that like Scottish as well? I'm sure Scottish say ball bag. Hello, Old Town Sully. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like we have different ones here, don't we? We have like, instead of saying, I mean, there's ones where they'd try and not be so vulgar, they would instead of saying Jesus Christ, they would say like, crikey, or blimey, or something like that. They would say it a bit more kind of, yeah, because it could be seen as like blasphemy to some people, I guess, so like they would just kind of I think the Scots do, but I'm not too sure if they do or not. Oh yeah. Well, I think there are some similarities, isn't there? Like, because you got like Ulster Scots and all that in it, and there's some influence there. If you think about, like, for example, the Outer Hebrides, it's almost in Northern Ireland pretty much, isn't it? There's bound to be some influence there. No, I've never played didgeridoo, no. High, unfigable. More likely, yeah. Some people think you are from Scotland. I'm like two different accents, so how do I sound Scottish? Yeah, they're not Scottish. It's like when people say I sound Australian or something, like, how the hell does that even make any sense? There's no way I sound Australian, is there? Like, good day, mate. Got another shrimp on the barbie. Like, how do I sound like that? I don't sound anything like that, do I? And you're English, right? Yes, I'm English. From up north. Northern England. Yeah. Bloody hell, mate. I think I saw a kangaroo. Your father-in-law was from Hammersmith. That's in, like, West London, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so from Hammersmith. Oh, how bizarre. How frightfully delightful. Northern England, not... Nice. Have you seen that video? It's like, nice. I don't know if he does the tongue click or something. I don't know. He goes, hot, hot. Into the mouth. Nice. You must have seen that, guys, right? So there's a tongue click. There's a way of doing it. I don't know. There's different ways to, like, you make sounds with your mouth to do the beatbox and stuff. Oh, it's Ramadan month, is it, Sheriff? Alright. Alright. What is going on? It's just jumping up and down the vaults, apparently. What's going on? So what extreme sports do you take part in, people? Or have taken part in? I was trying to think of what the most extreme sport I've ever done. Like, what would actually be considered as a sport? I mean, I've done zip lining before. Is that really, that's not, I suppose, most extreme thing I've done is probably like rock climbing or something. I've done rock climbing before. An actual, like, rock, kind of like, it was like on a slant, but it was like, I've done like indoor climbing a few times. Maybe I should do more of that, actually. It's quite fun. There's like fun ways to get fit, you know. What about muscle cool time? I used to play girls rugby. Oh, really? Girls rugby. Yeah. Hello, Hippocrates. No, I don't. What do you mean? Yeah. Bye, Carol. Good to see you. How are you today? Hope you're well. No, I'm not a farmer, no. Yeah, some people might think I sound like a farmer with my accent. But no, I'm not. Are you coach? No, I'm not a coach. I do work out though. yeah, I'm into working out and stuff, so that's something I'm quite passionate about, you could say. Quite like training and stuff. Hello, Alex. What does that mean? Shave llamas, what the hell? They don't get shaved, do they? I don't know. I know like people shear sheep and stuff and they're like pretty much bald afterwards. Reminds me there was this Specsavers advert. And someone was saying that it's kind of stupid because like why would anyone be such short-sighted that they couldn't even see I know it's kind of like taking a piss a bit and just kind of it's like some things aren't meant to make sense. And that's what kind of makes them kind of funny, I suppose, but yeah. It can get pretty extreme, oh yeah. Oh goodness. Oh yeah, it's called a mouth harp or a jaw harp or a Jew's harp, so. Oh yeah, I do my Donald Trump impression. It's so tremendous. So I've decided that I'm not going to take Greenland. Well, not just now because we have bigger fish to fry. We're going to investigate aliens and UFOs. We want to release the UFO files. We don't want the Epstein files, but we want the UFO files. Deadly, if I'd like to hear more of it. What's that? Oh yeah, the instrument. Oh goodness. Deliver democracy to me, what do you mean? The Epstein Files is a Democrat hoax. They are trying to distract everybody from... What are they trying to distract everybody from? Well, I just think that it's all very bad. They're trying to make me look very bad. But we don't want to make me look bad, do we? What you mean, the one about the mouth harp? Alright, well, thank you. Yeah, it's just practice makes perfect. I've actually not played it really much for a few days, so... Some say that, like, coming off something for a bit can actually be a good idea. Because sometimes, by trying to just keep on going at something and then... sometimes you come back to it and then you make a breakthrough. It's weird, because... It's like, for example, you play a guitar or something and then you're struggling you're at a sticking point. It might be a good idea to allow yourself to adapt and then come back to it and then... Yeah, then you can make improvements. So let's see if there's anything to that. Can it sometimes be good to stop practicing, let's say guitar, e.g., for a few days to allow adaptations? So that's the thing of like, yes, taking a break from the guitar for a few days can be highly beneficial for allowing physical recovery, mental rest, and the integration of new techniques. Short, planned breaks help overcome plateaus, prevent burnout, and allow muscle memory to solidify, often resulting in improved playing upon return. So I was looking at like meditation and its benefits on creativity and productivity and stuff like that. So yeah, that incorporating some meditation, like for example, yoga nidra meditation, as a way to reset your nervous system, because it's when you're in that state where you can reset your nervous system that you can come back stronger than ever. Yeah, I'm not in the bathroom, am I? Anyway, so it's like with the training, it's like if you have a few days where you just kind of deload, that's why they talk about deloading. It can be good for your nervous system and helping that to recover, as well as also giving your joints a time to recover as well, because sometimes if you're going too hard for too long, then you are increasing your risk of an injury, because your joints need time to catch up as well. So yeah, every so often just kind of take it a bit easier for a few days and then just kind of come back into it harder than ever. Because yeah, this muscle building thing isn't necessarily going to be a linear process. Sometimes it takes just having a few days off just to let your body recover. Anyway. Hello, Roger Robert. Roger the Rabbit. How you doing? Hope you're well. So it's like they say, if you're stuck on something, rest for a few days to like, then you can. It's like even say, for example, if you're trying to write a song, even sometimes you're better off just kind of, instead of stressing yourself out over it, give yourself time to sleep on it, so then you can have ideas just come to you. Hello, John Wilson Real. How you doing? So yeah, saying about. Like 6, 7, let's say reduction in training intensity and training volume, like say 6, 7 days, typically every 5 to 6 weeks, to allow joints, connective tissues, and the central nervous system to recover by reducing weights by 30 to 50% or dropping set numbers. You decrease stress on ligaments and tendons, preventing chronic pain and overuse injuries while maintaining movement patterns. Thank you, John Wilson Real. How you doing? Oh, here we go, Emily. That again. I've not really been seeing as much of that. Maybe that stuff's dying down a bit. I don't know. No, I don't watch cricket now. So yeah, I was doing kind of like a bit of a deload for a few days. Like I wasn't going as hard. And then suddenly yesterday I could just absolutely hammer it with a workout. So so you said it, TBF. Well, you said it first. I was just reading out your comments. Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole Diddy shit. Yeah, there's always something new, isn't there? Something new will replace that, you know? It's like that Skibbity. Remember all that Skibbity and Sigma and, like, what is it? Gyat, whatever these words even mean, you know? So I just invented new words or something. Oh, goodness. It's all this brain rot in it, you know? Oh, goodness. You feel like you're losing brain cells every time you come online and just see all this stuff. Anyway, oh well. It is what it is. Hello, Ken. Not seen you for a while. How you doing? I'm alright, thank you. How you doing? Might be coming over that way soon, so yeah. Yeah, it's like beatboxing. Oh, Charlie. Okay. Oh, Sarah Davis, how you doing? It's like beatboxing. Oh, really? If that's what you want to think. Oh, really? Good for you, Lil D. That's crazy. Oh, thank you, Sadra. I just kind of freestyle it, really, but. What are you saying, Info? Can we just stop with the nonsense in here? It's just. Here we go. At it again. Yeah. I don't know. Is everyone okay? Oh, 25 volts on the pole, so yeah. You know you love me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. Oh, God. Why am I doing that? Anyway. Are we okay, people? Hope you're all well today. Share this out if you can. Subscribe if you're new here. No, I've not, Emily. No. It doesn't even look like it's coming from my mouth, because when I'm doing this, my mouth's not moving. I think I could make quite a good ventriloquist, couldn't I? I can kind of talk without really moving my mouth. It's just like say letter M, and letter P or B. How am I supposed to say that without moving my mouth? There has to be some way. Okay, bruh. How you doing? If anyone's new here, hit that subscribe button. I didn't watch the video, but I saw this video came up about people that are into calisthenics might actually be on the autism spectrum. A lot of them. It's the whole thing about hyperfixation. Like, because when you focus on trying to get a skill, it's like a kind of autistic kind of hyper trait, you could say. So it makes me wonder how many people that are into the calisthenic stuff might actually be like undiagnosed autistic or something. Because I can get quite sort of militant with things, you could say. I can get very sort of, yeah, deep into things. Yeah, you could say that, but I think that calisthenics is quite a thing about acquiring skills. So you could say anything like music and stuff like that. But with calisthenics, is that anyone who takes it seriously, they could be like seen as quite sort of, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway. Let's have a look and see, like, does the kneeling jump work the transverse abdominis? There's about requires intense stabilization of the core to transition from a kneeling position to a squat. The movement acts as an explosive core exercise, challenging the deep abdominal muscles to brace the spine during the rapid transition. So that might be why that feeling of like below the, like just above like around the pelvic region, basically. Yeah. That could be why so much of my abs was trained yesterday. So it says, besides the TA, this movement heavily activates the rectus abdominis, obliques, glutes, quads, and hip flexors. The exercise requires a deep range of motion, forcing the core to stabilize the torso while jumping from the knees to a standing squat position. Hello, Moore, how you doing? If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I would be really appreciated, and turn on the notifications as well. So it might be a good core exercise as well as like for legs, basically. But it's said to not be a very good, like, it's not, it doesn't really work the calves very much, so I don't think. Yeah, the politicians are just kind of, a lot of them are corrupt, and I think that they should be held accountable. That's what I think. A lot of the sleazy politicians that are just, well, I think personally, in my opinion, they get away with murder. You know, they just kind of, there needs to be more accountability. But the system is, you know, like the justice system and all that is just corrupt. You know what I mean? They can just do anything that they want pretty much and get away with it. And what time are we on now? 16:06. Alright. Yeah, face consequences, exactly. That's the thing. It's just, it's like, for example, I was talking the other day about, I actually personally think that people who commit things like adultery and stuff like that, that there should be some kind of consequences for that if you're, because the effect that it can have on somebody is quite detrimental. And these things should probably be taken more seriously. If you're supposedly in a loyal relationship, then if someone just like breaks that trust, that can actually destroy somebody. And I think something should be done about that kind of stuff, really, because, like, while, you know, I think, okay, if you want to have a open relationship, then just say it, you know? Who keeps these guys alive? We do, ultimately. The taxpayers. That's what keeps them funded. If it wasn't for the taxpayer, they would have no power. So people have to remember that. We have the power. Hello, Kuntal Dutta. But they want to divide everybody so that we lose our sovereignty as a nation. Like we just end up losing our sovereign power as the people. Anyway. But it's ultimately like will of the people. But the problem is that people just get too kind of people get disheartened. But if everyone gets disheartened, then nothing's ever going to change. Over the smallest topics, what you mean? What's the smallest topics, what you mean? Anyway, I hope everyone's well. Got 32 volts. But yeah, I'm definitely going to start doing more of the kneeling jump squat thing. It's a good plyometric exercise as well as mobility. It's good like general sort of like core and some lower body. So yeah, left versus right. It's all just it's like Hegelian dialectic if you've ever heard of that. Problem, reaction, solution. Like the left will fuck things up, then the right comes in with their pre-made solution to that. And it's just they're both playing off each other is how I see it. Then the right fucks up, and then the left is there to pick the pieces up. And usually the solutions end up actually screwing the people over more. Like the whole thing is a joke. Hello, question everything. Who's this? Question everything 3060. I think so. Maybe you can remind me who it is. That's true, yeah. It all just seems like a bunch of theatre. We have this illusion of choice, but really, ultimately, I don't believe that there is a choice. Is arm wrestling counted as an extreme sport, I guess? Oh, Harley. Alright. Harley Davidson. Yeah. I would think so. I mean, arm wrestling is kind of like... Thing is, you have to be careful when doing arm wrestling, because I actually tried it. I think so. Arm wrestling, you have to be quite careful when doing it. I actually tried arm wrestling with somebody. I ended up, like, causing some, like, strain to probably around my connective tissue around that separates the upper arm from the forearm. Like it felt like it was fucked for like I think weeks afterwards actually, probably about a week, 2 weeks after doing it. Like I was struggling to like lift heavy weights and stuff because like the strain in I was like that was one of the worst strains I've had with something. Not good. So you have to be careful when doing those sort of things. Because when you're doing maximal kind of like strength stuff and you're doing it over a sustained period, there's all this mechanical tension and a lot of it's going to like your connective tissues in that kind of contracted position and just kind of a lot of force being put through, sustained, and that can cause that area to get strained, basically, and pull some muscles there or something. Yeah, blood flow. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to do it regularly to build up to it, basically, but I don't really have any interest in arm wrestling. I don't know, it kind of just feels a bit like a kind of, almost like a dick measuring contest, I don't know. Look at me, I'm so like tough, I don't know, I just find some of these things are a bit kind of, I'm personally not really into combat sports or anything like that, or any kind of yeah, I don't know really. It's just a bunch of like, it's almost like a dick measuring contest. Like wrestling is another one. I just have no interest in that type of stuff. Personally, I think training for self-defense can be good. Learning how to defend yourself, I think, is a good skill to learn. So like learning how to like block punches and stuff like that, and these can be important to learn. So it's like, some might say, why don't they train that stuff at school? But then you could argue that this is a pragmatic thing. What if, let's say you train self-defense, wouldn't the people then figure out a way to overcome self-defense? So you'd end up at square one. I don't know. It's like my kind of thoughts are like, oh, what if they then try to adapt things to then, I don't know. I don't know really. I guess it's just, some people do what they love, but I just personally have no interest in that sort of stuff. I'm just not a very, I don't know. I mean, I find that when I'm trying to compete against people, I can take things too seriously, and then, yeah, I don't take losing very well. So I don't usually compete at anything very often. I tend to just focus on my own progression, really. Good at lightweight, so usually pound for pound stronger than heavier powerlifters. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, yeah, the heavier people will have better absolute strength, but like worse relative strength. Like, for example, you'll see something about some guy who's like 60 kilograms can lift 4 or 5 times his body weight on a deadlift, but yet, say like some big guy might only be able to do 3 times his body weight. So you could say it's more impressive when the little guy can do, 4 or 5 times his body weight, because you said pound for pound it's stronger. It's like, for example, you got people like Magnus Mitt or whatever it's called, very strong grip for his body weight, but I mean, he's not going to have one of the strongest grips in the world, but for his body weight, it's one of the strongest. Yeah, so I'm not really do much extreme sports myself, but I used to actually do skateboarding when I was a kid. So I used to go down ramps on a skateboard, and I was even kind of scared to even do that, like little ramps. I was such a wuss. Yeah, you got it. What's that? Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, like whatever. What's you? I mean, I don't really have another camera, so yeah, and I don't like fucking around editing shit really, but I guess it's just gonna, yeah. Okay. I ain't got time to be like editing all the day. Can't be asked for that. Yeah. I've seen some people get loads of views even without editing, so. And I've seen people with edited videos and they don't even get many views, so I think a lot of it's about the content really, but yeah. To know how much a channel can grow without editing. What do you mean? Well, I've seen channels with like 100,000 subs and they're just talking to a camera, but a lot of it's the type of content, but But right now I'm using my phone's camera, so that's how I'm doing the live stream right now, is from my phone. Okay. But I think some of my videos do actually give actionable advice. If you actually watch the videos, then you'll actually see that some of them actually do give some advice. Where I give some nuance to certain things, and like I made a video on meditation. I've done stuff on like different topics and stuff, where I've actually given advice. I'm in the UK. Where are you from? Like, if people actually kind of, watch it, then some of them actually do have some advice. Some of it's about mindset and stuff like that, so what I realise is a lot of the stuff that gets big is polarised. Like, people with extreme opinions on things. Like, they have a very hard stance on something, whether it's radical feminism, radical, like, red pill ideology. Yeah. I've seen Devon the Rat. I mean, he's very strong with the arm wrestling stuff. Devon Lorat, yeah. Liverpool, right, mate? How's it going? How's it going, mate? Yeah. But I think a lot of that's from, like, say, doing full range of motion bicep curls, going through a full, like, range of motion instead of doing partial reps, because then you're building strength throughout the range of motion. So say getting a dumbbell and then going right all the way down, because some people skip the bottom of it, so they'll just do like this kind of stuff. But I'd say that you should probably try to incorporate some, like, because I've heard you can actually tear like muscles off the bone and shit if you don't train that part of it, because you only get stronger at the range of motion that you train. So if you then was to actually be in that kind of fully stretched position, that's where that could get dangerous. So if you've got some like person like trying to press against you, then that can end up, So a lot of it's about training dynamically Fully stretched is very you never want to be. Well, if you train that, then it gets stronger in that position. But it's like if you strengthen that part of it, that's gonna. It's all about planning for worst case scenarios. It's kind of like, for example, Jefferson curls with like that some might say that can be a way to train the spinal erectors, so that way, if you're doing, say, like deadlifts, you can protect your back or something. It's like a sort of, some people use it as like an accessory for the deadlift. So there are certain exercises that you can use to improve your conditioning and stuff. So, I'm not saying you should rely entirely on biceps. You're relying on different muscles and stuff. You probably want to be putting like I'm guessing your shoulders and stuff into it. and your triceps, and yeah. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like, what is it? There's antagonist muscles and stuff. Like because someone was saying that when you're doing like boxing and stuff, that this is something the Pioneer was talking about, that there's like antagonist muscles. So you've got like because the bicep curls, they like, when you're curling your arms, then those are like, but then you've got the extensor muscles like the triceps to extend. So you've got the bicep curls. So if you're doing like let's say you're doing like a preacher curl or whatever, and you're doing like that, but you've also got the extensor muscles. So if you're, say, going from this position to this position, like say if you're doing like an overhead tricep extension, so there's like opposing muscles that are gonna work in that. But basically, when you're, say if you're in like doing boxing or something, and you're it's something about your muscles have to be able to like, you have to turn off the antagonist muscles, because otherwise you're bleeding energy when you're doing that. Because if your other muscles are also tensed up and working overtime, then that's going to lead to wasted energy. It's going to lead to cardiovascular burnout. It's all about only using the muscles that are required at that specific time. So that's what the body becomes more efficient at, is like over time learning to use. It just kind of put me off with the whole kind of, when I tried arm wrestling somebody, and I do calisthenics, so I have to have quite a strong grip and stuff like that. Yeah. It's yeah. So it's a disadvantage in a way, but at the same time I can get strong with just my body weight. So I don't know. Arm wrestling's kind of, it's just not something I really have much interest in, to be honest. Like, I kind of just had to stop because I was like, yeah, so I pretty much ended up losing just because of, like I said, there was some strain going on and I couldn't keep it going because I was straining my, whatever, connective tissues or something that were, so I don't know whether it was just in a certain awkward position and it was not used to that, I don't know, but all I know is it didn't feel good for a while after that. But I guess you just have to kind of not push yourself to the extreme or something. Like, if you feel like something's going to like tear or whatever, then it's like, or whatever's going to happen, or some strain, like pull muscle, whatever, then it's time to just kind of give in. Because sometimes it's like the ego, isn't it, where it's like you want to try and, yeah, but I couldn't keep it going anyway, so it was just, yeah. Because I was like, I should beat that guy because, you know, I had longer arms than him and stuff, so like, I had bigger arms and stuff, but it's like, you know, but he'd actually been training on martial arts and stuff, I think different martial arts, so it's like, so he had some advantage on that. But yeah, it's just so I've been training like mixed disciplines of stuff, like you could do things. I did a bit of sled push yesterday as well, like sled push, sled pull. So that can be good for like functional strength. So I'm just training general fitness at the moment. Are you fasting? Yeah, I've heard about fasting supposed to be good for like, but it's like it puts you more into like the present moment and like learning to just kind of be able to kind of just be mindful with your decisions and stuff. Hello, Abdul. What's that? Yeah. But it was, yeah, the arm wrestling, something I could probably do, but it's just, like I said, that thing kind of put me off. But it doesn't have to always go that way, really. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get going, guys, so I'll see you all later. Bye for now.